Welcome, welcome, welcome to the greatest show in my mind. Yeah, we are playing today. Well, not playing. We are writing a story today. Technically, we're writing a story. Technically, not. Technically, we're gonna be also doing We're technically going to be like adding more detail to the things instead of going straight into the story because I want to add a bunch of stuff to the characters that you can see on the side over here. Hey, Beelzebub, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm feeling a lot better than I did this morning. For those who saw my Twitter, which is nobody sees it. My Twitter's invisible. Twitter doesn't exist. Um, and on Discord, I was feeling a little depressed. I was having one of those, oh shit, I'm never going to accomplish anything in life moments that I usually have. I have those a lot. Um, but I'm doing better. I'm doing better. I vented. I watched some hentai. I'm doing better. No, I was having one of those moments, and it was getting to me, and I vented. I got home. I chilled. Watched some hentai. Yeah, I'm all good now. Was it hentai or did I watch? Actually, I did not. I mean, I did watch. I did watch technically hentai, but it was 3D. It's not an actual hentai. It's an animation. It's hard to say what it was. It was 3D animation, but it wasn't Japanese stuff. There's an artist I follow, and I follow their work, and I was watching some of their older videos. Yeah, it was that. But I'm doing better. I'm doing a lot better than I was earlier in the day. So that is a good thing. That is a good thing. So yes, today this is Setsuna's story time. I plan to actually get an actual thumbnail by the way for this because right now I don't. I had to use an old image that has nothing to do with the stream by the way for YouTube. Like the YouTube thumbnail has like nothing to do with the actual topic, which I've been using a lot lately. And I say lately, and it's like two streams. But yeah, today we're doing some story stuff, and this is pretty much a rewrite of the last story I did. I want to say over a month ago. A lot of the characters and stuff are there. Pretty much every character from the last one is still there, but they're changed up. I changed one of the names up just because I thought it sounded cooler. And I know last stream I talked about it a little bit near the end, but I did change up one of the characters' backgrounds and stuff completely to make it more in line with the rest of the story. So we do have a bunch of stuff. We do have a bunch of things that have been changed. Ow! Pineapples! Thank you, Demos. You didn't have to sub. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Beelzebub gifted a sub to Demos. Well, okay then. Thank you for the gifted. I know Demos will like that. Um, Let me check something real quick, because I swear I changed up my notifications. Because at the end of the stream yesterday, At the end of stream yesterday, someone followed me. And for some reason, when they followed me, all of my it was the default alert. It was the default alert. It wasn't the updated alert on my Twitch. My YouTube was fine. Like all of the YouTube stuff was perfectly fine. Huh, that's weird. Oh, that's why. Okay, so the resub was reset as well, but I never changed it. Did I change it? Okay, I could. Yeah, I updated all of the alerts, like all of them. I didn't change up the follow emote or the follow alert. That one I like a lot. At first you had my curiosity, but now you have my erection. The delivery by Takahata for that line from Dragon Ball Z Abridged is just to die for, and I can't help it. I have to have it. But I did change up the actual regular subscription. So regular new subscriptions are changed. I actually added. Yeah, well, I changed up the donation one. It's more simple. It's not as funny as the other ones. I did add the bit one, so if anybody donates bits of any number, it'll trigger that one. And then the raid one. Ah, oh, if we ever get a raid, it'll be funny. Beelzebub, you realize you don't have to gift any. You gifting one is more than enough. You didn't have to gift any at all. Thank you. But no, like the raid one, I think I went the hardest on. The raid alert. It's a simple one, but I found the perfect audio for it. You're fine. You don't need to worry about that. Okay, so all my alerts are fine. It's just the resub that was apparently I can't change. Okay, I'm just making sure about that one. But yeah, like all of my Twitch emote are not emotes. All my Twitch alerts were reset to default. I checked the YouTube ones and they were fine. I did update the YouTube ones. I updated them a little bit, added more variety. I think I changed the follow alert for that one so that I could tell the difference between the Twitch and the YouTubes. But like everything else was changed up. So yeah, we have that fixed. I don't know why it reset at all. That was weird. And it was just the Twitch one. Twitch was the only reset. My YouTube one was fine, which is weird. I don't get it. But yeah, today on Setsuna's Storytime, we're going to be adding some story stuff, getting some new characters. Not characters. These are the main characters right here. We got Zero, Bear, Alicia, Hilda, Serenity, Fasha, Lulu, Yuna, and Gungnir. The reason why it's Gungnir is because I really wanted to use the title of Odin's Spear. I don't know why. I was going to go for Mjolnir first, but I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let's make it a spear. So we renamed the one character. It was originally going to be named Selfnir. From the horse that Odin rode. And instead, now it's Odin's Spear, Gungnir. So I'm happy with that. I really did want to do that. And I've fleshed out the characters a bit more. Their backstories are a bit more detailed for most of them. Fasha's the only one I couldn't really think through because the way I did it, I don't know. I was just kind of drawing a blank. I mean, hers is a lot more simple. You know, you got Zero and Bear, who have a pretty big backstory since they are more in line with the main characters of the story. I mean, Zero's the main character. Bear's the friend who's been with them. You know, Alicia, she is the heroine of the group. You got Hilda, who is the assistant slash maid servant. You got Serenity, who's an assassin. They are we have an actual assassin in the story. You got Fasha, who is a naval fleet commander. Rather than the Wolf Knight, for some reason I thought would be applicable to the series, which didn't make any sense at all. She's a commander of the Republic fleet, of the 105th Republic Naval Fleet. So she's an actual military commander. When's the it's milking time redeem? Whenever you want to redeem it. Isn't that the 5,000 one? Or the 1,000? I forget how many points, but you know, the one that shoves everything in my face. You guys are free to redeem anything you want. You know that, right? Like, you don't have to wait for me to say, yeah, redeem it. Like, just redeem it if you want to redeem it. Considering everything actually works with my 2D avatar versus my 3D. Let me look over my points. It's been a while. Because, you know, I made text-to-speech cheap because I know it's more fun than just spamming noise. Spamming the sound emotes. The sound emotes are fun, but you know, I want you guys to do other stuff. So I'm trying to add some different types of things to the requests, so that you guys aren't just constantly spamming sound redeems. Sound redeems are fun. Don't get me wrong, they're fun, but I like for you guys to do other things if you guys feel comfortable with it. That's why I've asked for, like, if anybody wants to give me some suggestions, but nobody does. But yeah, so we have Fasha, the naval commander. We have Lulu, the arms pilot. Arms, by the way, are basically like this universe's Gundams. They're literally basically Gundams, but they're called arms. We have Yuna, the engineer, who is pretty much just Yuna, the engineer. They work on the ships, the machines, the clocks, the oven. Whatever she can get her hands on, she's working on something. And then we have Gungnir, who is the frickin' executioner. Basically, they kill people. They're like the Empire's murder machines. And my mom is talking on the phone right now. I don't know if you can hear somebody talking in the background, please let me know. Because they're talking about private stuff that she continuously does not understand. So yeah, we have Gungnir, which I actually need to add to her thing to be called her an executioner. Gungnir, the executioner that I did not add the to. Hello, Demos. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You have been gifted a membership by your boy Beelzebub, which I'm feeling you might already know. But yes, we have the 8 main characters of the group. Now, of course, these characters are not all going to be in the story at the same time. This is over time. This is like over the course of the book, they'll all come together. It'll mainly be Zero and Bear, Alicia, and Hilda. Those are the 4 main characters of this, we'll say, of this book, because that's like the main group. I love the emotes getting stuck on my tails. It's so cute. So yeah, like, you know, the main characters of this book, because this is part 1. I'm gonna try to make it like you know, a pretty decent sized saga. That's what I would like to do. But you know, they'll come in contact with the other characters, but they're not all gonna be like, oh yeah, we're all friends. Let's go kill everybody. No, it's not. It's not like that. Yeah, these are the main 8 characters for the series, and of course, in places we're actually going to add text, where we'll add, fancy documents and descriptions and things like that. Maybe some minor characters that'll pop up, or characters that technically aren't major characters, but they are important characters. Kind of like, uh, like secondary characters, but they're still important. Places, names, affiliations, organizations. That's where we'll put all this stuff, which is what we're going to work on today, technically. And we will call it important, not important. Important. I hate the caps lock being right next to that, but to the freaking shift button. I always do that. Important stuff. That's what we will call that. Important stuff. We're going to call it the important stuff. Yes, before we go over the important stuff, let's go over the characters. I've changed because if anybody remembers, a few about wrong one, about a little while ago, not about a month ago, I think. I worked on a story before, and I was pretty happy with it, but I was also not so happy with it. Because looking back, I really fell into a lot of anime tropes that I like the anime trope for it. I didn't want that in my story because it's not very fun to write around that. And so I reworked a lot of it. Like I reworked a lot of the setting because I had come up with a really interesting idea for the setting, for the story setting. And that's what I'm going to explain about in the important stuff. But for the main character, again, the names of Zero and Bear are named that way because it's an actual in-universe reason why they take names that are basically one word or one letter. Or I should say one number. Like Zero is literally zero. It's spelled zero. It's written on documents as zero. But you have Zero. They are a 32-year-old male yin, which again, I will address in the important stuff, but for those who are wondering why I did that, yin in this universe is a man who was born and they develop physically as a female. Like they are born genetically male, but their body develops feminine attributes. That is a yin. And then, of course, you have the counterpart, the yang, which is literally the opposite of a yin, or they're a female who developed physically as a man. I thought that was an interesting way to have a main character be. You can come after me and murder my entire family if you would like. Go right ahead. I'm sticking to my guns because that's what I want to do. They are, of course, the protagonist as the role in the story, which we all need. Their goal. I was inspired heavily by Trigun for this next part. Kill his twin brother. I'm actually thinking of changing it to his twin sister. This was something I thought of earlier in the night while I was at work. I was like, you know what? I want to have him kill his twin brother. But what if it was a twin sister who was just really insane? So I'm actually going to do that. We're actually going to change that to kill his twin sister. That sounds more deranged. Not because it's killing a woman, just because, his sister did something that literally drove him to the edge to want to kill him. Which is always interesting. And then help the others fulfill their goals. Now the key thing about this you have to remember is I was heavily inspired by 3 different things, and I told my friend this. There are 3 different characters that inspired Zero. You have Vash the Stampede, you have Dante from Devil May Cry, and then Who was the third one? There was a third character. I just can't remember. But basically, Vash and Dante. They're Vash in the sense that they want to do right by the world and help it. But they're like Dante, where they're just like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't want to be here. They are. Zero is in fact the freaking anti-hero. They are not going to go out of their way to save people. And if somebody's like does bad, they're not going to go try like, yes, I'm going to try to fix you. This is not the shonen trope where they're with talk no jutsu. This is the trope where the hero's like, fuck you, you killed people. I don't care what you're trying to reckon with. I'm going to put a bullet in your head. That is Zero. Zero does not give a shit about your reconciliation. Zero's just like, I'm just going to kill you. It's like, I want to go home and eat a pizza. That's literally one of the lines I'm thinking of actually adding is like, I just want to go home. And then just, kills the target and then goes home and eats pizza. Probably not pizza, but you get the point. You get the point. So their physical description. They are a male yin who is 4'5" tall with knee-length ash white hair. Again, remember, they basically look like a woman. So that's why he keeps his hair long because that's just he likes it that way. And by the way, the height will actually be the reason for Zero's height will actually be put in universe. Like I will actually have a legitimate reason why this character is short. It is not just because I want to have a short character and everybody else be tall. It's one of the reasons, but I do have others. He has a red left eye and a blue right, along with a robotic right arm and left leg. So Zero's right arm and left leg are robotic, which was heavily inspired by Edward Elric, but the reverse, because I think it was Ed's left arm and his right leg. So I kind of reversed it. Oh, that's who it was. It was Vash, Dante, and Edward. Mainly Dante for the inspiration. The Vash part was just because they like being witty and making jokes. And then they have, this part was definitely inspired by Vash. Numerous scars covering his body from his military career. Zero spent 10 years in the military. Or actually, I think they spent more than 10 years. The majority of his stomach area and spine has been replaced with robotic and cybernetic parts along with his left eye. Which is why his left eye is red. So like, the majority of his internal organs in his stomach region have been pretty much been blown away. Like Zero literally pretty much should have died is the basis of it. So pretty much like, from the lower part of from like their waist up to their chest down, like they are pretty much just robotic is the understanding of it all. I have some examples I can show you guys later of the severity of what Zero's stomach would look like. I hope to try to get it commissioned, by the way. An actual commission of the character is what I would like to do. This is also for a future VTuber model, by the way. It's like, yeah, this is my OC and my story, but they're also one of the forms I can take on. But that is like very, very, very far off, by the way. Their personality. Zero's personality. Technically, yeah, another mommy. But that is probably maybe a year or more down the road. But Zero's personality. Someone who loves his friends and family, but has a grim and dark outlook on the world. He shows very little compassion for people he doesn't know, or those who hold lofty ideals. Basically those who were like, justice. Yeah. He killed somebody, but he deserves to be redeemed. And Zero's like, no. He killed people. I'm putting a bullet in his head. Fuck him. I have been quacked. Outside of missions or in the field, he is very kind and caring to those he trusts and sees as family. So pretty much anybody that gets close to Zero, he treats them like family. Granted, if you're out in the field and you betray him, he will probably put a bullet in your head or kneecap, depending on who you are. He might. Their occupation: retired military veteran, and currently a mercenary slash bodyguard. That will actually be explained. I actually trimmed a lot of this down, by the way, because there was a bunch of other stuff that this template has, like, you know, habits and mannerisms and conflicts, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I don't need all that shit. So I got rid of all that to really reduce it and make it easier for me. So Zero's background. By the way, Paradise City is actually one of the big cities in the world. I'll explain that. But Zero grew up in the slums of Paradise City with a drunkard father and a bedridden mother. Was abused for the majority of his life due to his genetic birth as a yin, so he ran away from home at the age of 12. Lived on the streets till the age of 15 when he joined the military after falsifying his identity, where he served 10 years. So for 10 years, Zero was technically underage for 3 years. Don't ask me how Zero got away with it. He's 4'5". He got away with it. Don't ask me how. It doesn't need to be worried about. He met his best friend Bear during his time in the military. So Bear and Zero met during the military instead of meeting beforehand. On his last year, he sustained serious injuries, forcing him to retire from the military and undergo extensive medical procedures. He had his right arm, left leg, left eye, and the vast majority of his abdomen and parts of his spine replaced with robotic and cybernetic equipment, which again plays a key part into Zero's character. Zero's just like, fuck it, I'm tired of this shit. Zero spent 3 years in a rehabilitation while also getting certified to become a mercenary and bodyguard. He has spent the last 4 years working together with Bear as a mercenary and bodyguard. So Bear is going to be the big one. Bear's like the big, burly father figure that everybody deserves. Alright, so now the notes. These are just quick little quirks and things that characters have that I thought were funny, or, you know, little details that I didn't want to add to the other stuff. So the notes: Zero likes to drink chocolate milk, soda, and hates alcohol. Zero does not like alcohol. Zero technically doesn't need to eat real food, but is still able to. Zero will actually doesn't need to eat because of the damage he sustained. He can eat, it will get processed like normal, but it doesn't, you know, do it for him like a lot of people do. Zero actually has to drink this like plasma paste thing that I came up with that pretty much functions like regular food to him. I didn't mention that here, but that's pretty much what I'm going for. And then skilled at hand-to-hand combat, almost any type of firearm, and very skilled at using knives, to showcase that Zero's skill set was pretty much needed. Zero technically could have continued in the military, but again, due to the injury and the military being what they is, the military's like, fuck that, we ain't paying for that shit. And the last quirk is likes to eat crackers with a can of Cheese Whiz. That was a self-insert, by the way. Like, I've been liking eating crackers with Cheese Whiz lately, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Self-insert moment. So that is Zero, the main hero protagonist. Not really a hero. They're not really the hero at all. They're just kind of there having to do everything. And then we go to the best friend, Bear, who is 48 years old. They are a male Panthera, which we'll explain the important stuff, but They are basically humanoid lion people. You know, they're bipedal. They walk on two legs. They look more lion lion like than they do human. The role in the story is best friend and father figure. Zero's best friend, and they are the father figure that everybody in the world would need. That's just the way Bear is. Oddly enough, as I was explaining this to my friend, he's like, "That is so me," and I'm like, "God damn it! I can't believe I know you so well." There's some of these things I didn't even know, and I just wrote in there. His goal is to work with Zero and help others. So pretty much, assist Zero in the job and help people. His physical description: he is a 6 foot tall, gray furred panthera with a long, fluffy tail. The fluffy tail is important. To me, mainly, just because it's a fluffy tail. He has green eyes and black markings all over his body. So pretty much it's like the fur pattern. Gray fur, black markings. The usual stuff. He has an injured left leg he refuses to get replaced. So basically his leg is injured and he walks around with a cane. And he has short black hair. Pretty simple description. I know it's not much, but he doesn't need a lot. His personality: a kind and gentle man who has had his outlook turned upside down from his extensive military career. He is gentle and kind on and off the field, but more so to those he calls friends and family. Similar to Zero in a sense. Similar. Of course, unlike Zero, his outlook on people's morals and ethics are not as twisted, and he sees reason in the logic of others. So where Zero's like, "I don't care, I'm gonna put a cap in your ass," Bear's like, "No, wait, we actually should try to do something." Because Zero has a tendency to shoot first, unload the clip, run them over, kick them down a flight of stairs, and then poke them with a stick. Whereas Bear's like, "Wait, let's ask them questions first and then do that." Occupation: Bear is a retired military veteran and currently a mercenary bodyguard. Again, Zero and Bear work together, so that's why they're there. I have Bear as the advisor because he doesn't see combat as much. Because again, he's injured and he refuses to get his leg fixed. Bear's background: he grew up in the military, in a military family like all Panthera do. Panthera are more military based. They are always in the military. All Panthera do enlisted at the age of 16. The reason for his age being 16 is actually legal for Panthera because they are so fucking tall. He's actually short. He's actually on the short side of some Panthera. But he spent the first 2 years in training before being fully enlisted in the military ranks. So pretty much his first 2 years while he was enlisted as in the military was just pure training. He never actually saw full military combat until the age of 18. Enlisted into the ranks of the military like all Panthera do. From this point on, his career changes. He goes from frontline to frontline battle, where he one day encounters Zero. The two bond as comrades in arms and are put in the same squad for 3 years before being separated. So, Zero and Bear aren't together for very long, but they're together for 3 years during some of the worst missions you can imagine type situation. And they're basically brothers. They're brothers at this point. And even though they don't see each other for the next couple of years, they come back. They are separated, and then during a mission in which everything went wrong, Bear was injured and almost lost the use of his left leg. He was promoted and put in charge of overseeing troop operations. I didn't really know what rank that would be, so I just, put promoted in charge of troop operations. He continued to serve until word of a failed operation involving his friend Zero. He quickly retired after learning about the situation and began getting certified to be a mercenary and bodyguard while helping Zero with his rehabilitation. I didn't add this, but Bear actually used his entire his entire savings and his pension and the retire. pretty much anything, any money he got when he retired the way he did, went to basically fixing up Zero. I didn't mention it, but that's pretty much what happened. Because the military wouldn't pay for Zero's surgeries. Because the military's like, this person's dead. Just go ahead and toss them out and let them die. And Bear's like, fuck no, that's my friend. And paid for every surgery that Zero had. That's why they're basically friends. They are the best of friends. And that's why I'm saying Bear is the one father figure you want, because he literally went out of the way to help this one person that he was only friends with for 3 years. So that is Zero. That is Bear's background. Now the notes. The notes for our dear Bear is sees Zero as a younger brother and treats him like a son. So, you know, they're brothers in arms, but he does treat him like a son. He doesn't mean to, it just kind of happens. And then he walks the cane that also houses a hidden blade. It's literally just a sword inside of a cane, and Bear uses it like a cane. He likes to drink green and herbal tea, and he even makes the tea himself. Like, he's one of those people that makes the tea himself. He doesn't do the tea ceremony, but he does make it. Is the operator in missions with Zero and almost never sees actual combat unless absolutely necessary. I state the absolutely necessary part because there will be some missions where he has to be there because Zero needs backup and Bear's the only one that can be there with him. And it would be weird if he was by himself. Do you get what I mean? You know what I mean? So yes, we have that. So we have Bear, the best friend and father figure any person could want. Now we have Alicia des Jupiter. She is 23 years old. She is a genderless / female Vulpin. The reason why I put genderless is because the actual reason is because the Vulpin in this story are actually a genderless race that has to undergo a metamorphosis to match with their partner. I will explain it in greater detail when we get to that point. But yeah, they are originally technically genderless. They do not have any specific way to reproduce until later on. It will be explained. It is not just going to be randomly weird. It is weird right now, but you get the point. The role in the story, female protagonist and princess. Again, this is the female protagonist. They are the hero of the story, even though mostly everything follows Zero. Alicia is the one who will be the main focus. Her goal is to defeat the Empire and free her kingdom. I was heavily inspired by Star Wars for this part. The Empire being the main threat was, of course, Star Wars based. She pretty much, oh, it'll be explained. And free her kingdom. Technically, her kingdom is an alliance, which is why she's the only royalty in the story. I'll explain it. Don't worry. It will be explained for those who are interested. Her physical description. She is a 5'3" tall, 5 foot 3 inch tall, 9-tailed Vulpin with pink hair and pink tails. So she's pretty much a 9-tailed fox. She has 9 tails. She has very long pink hair. She's got a very large bust size of G. Again, I'm only stating these things so that I can use my reference sheet that I saved for art purposes. Of course, the size may not match up with the actual size, and I only mean that because I don't know cup sizes. Bra sizes are confusing. But she has also long pointed fox ears, along with a pair of human ears. So she has 4 ears, by the way, not just 2. She has ears on the side of her head like normal, and then the fox ears. She has ankle length braided hair and amethyst purple colored eyes. So her hair is long as shit. Okay, so I did point it. She is genderless until she decided on a mate, but she has feminine features and a voice due to her birth. Again, for Vulpin, they're born the way they're born, but they have the ability to choose who they want to be with because Vulpin mate for life in the story. So their body would undergo the change needed to match with their partner. So regardless of how they look, they could be completely different. And her personality, she is a headstrong and boisterous in all that she does. She's very loud in everything. She has a kind heart that she has to keep hidden because of the numerous people who try to take advantage of her. She's a bit too kind, which is one of her downsides. But she has to keep her emotions in check for the right of the kingdom, and to keep her family's legacy going takes a toll on who she trusts. Pretty much her family is an idiot, by the way. Her dad, who I don't know if it's a dad or a female at this point, but whoever runs her family's kingdom is a moron. They're evil. They're evil stupid is the easiest explanation. So for her occupation, she is the 103rd royal princess to the Jupiter Alliance and the future leader of the rebellion. She literally becomes the leader of the rebellion against the Empire and the Republic, by the way. It's not just the Empire as the main one. The Empire is the main one, but all the factions in the story are technical assholes. They're all technically bad people. But she becomes the leader of the rebellion. Her background: the 103rd daughter born to the Jupiter Alliance and was chosen to succeed the others as the future ruler to her family. So again, she was chosen pretty much at birth that you're going to lead the family. So, she was trained and taught since birth how to act and perform as the future head of the royal family. Over the course of the first 15 years of her life, she dutifully obeyed her family and the laws of her people until she learned the truth that her family was conspiring with the Empire. And again, her family is stupid. They are dumb. The Empire is basically evil. They just want power. They just want to kill people. They just want to dance on your grave. So the fact that her family is conspiring with the Empire pretty much put her in a position where she didn't want to be in. So she then decided to turn her attention to fighting against her family and the hopes of gaining her people's freedom, which will bring her in line with Zero later on the story, because, she's trying to create the rebellion, so she needs protection, and who better to protect her than a 4'5" 4'5" person. I'm sorry, I always have to throw that out there. And her notes, the notes for Alicia. She has a French accent with a penchant for drinking black coffee. I don't know why, but for some reason, I want Alicia to sound French. I don't know why. It's one of the things I've had in my head since the previous iteration, and I was like, it just makes sense, even though it doesn't make sense, but I want it. Don't know why. She dislikes the rain because it makes her tails hard to clean. I don't know why I said R. Tails hard to clean. Like, she doesn't like the rain because her tails get all, bunched up and tangled. So she has to clean it. And it is a pain in the ass cleaning 9 tails, by the way. She likes bathing in a specific hot spring as the water doesn't damage her hair. Again, she's got 9 tails and a lot of hair on her head, so she doesn't want to have to worry about all that in this one hot spring. Certain hot springs have water that's just right. And then even though she betrays her people, she still wears a symbol of her family and church on a bracelet she wears. So she kind of has like a bracelet on her arm that just like dangles, and it has a symbol of her church and her family. Because she still wants to save them. She wants to be with her family. So that is Alicia. That is the female heroine of the group. The female protagonist, technically. She's basically the protagonist, even though again we take the story from Zero's perspective. But then we have Hilda des Jupiter, age 37. She is a female goblin. Yes, we're still having goblins in this world. Role in the story. She is Alicia's personal maid. She is a servant and personal maid to Alicia. She's been with her pretty much since Alicia was born. Her goal is to serve Alicia for the remainder of her life. Again, it sounds like she's a slave, but she chooses to stay. Because, after a certain point in the story, it's like, yeah, we betray everybody, we're doing a rebellion. There'd be no reason for Hilda to stay. And then, her physical description. She is a 4-foot tall, green-skinned goblin woman with knee-length, twin-tailed black hair. She has long, pointy ears, measuring about 6 inches in length, with a large bust size of H. Again, I'm only putting the bust size just so I can use references for my bullshit later on. And has numerous scars centered on her back. As you can tell, that's usually when people get whipped or tortured. Because, she's a goblin and she's treated like crap. That's just how goblins are treated in numerous things. Her personality, a kind and outgoing person with an overbearing motherly nature. She treats everyone as a lord or lady due to the training and conditioning she has gone through. Is always staying busy, taking care of others, and rarely takes care of herself, usually to the point she passes out from exhaustion. And I made a joke to my friend about this, but she literally works until she just passes out in a clothes hamper. Which is true. She just works. She doesn't sleep, and when she does sleep, it's like a couple of hours. Her occupation is the personal maid and servant to Alicia. Her background. Born to a small goblin community, she was sold off to the Jupiter royal family at the age of 2. She was trained and taught how to care and take care of. I don't know why. That's a redundant sentence. Take care of members of the royal family, and once Alicia was born, she was appointed as her personal attendant. She basically raised Alicia on her own, from diaper changing to basic learning. She was always at her side. She has been the only servant that Alicia has kept, as no other servant feels as trustworthy as Hilda. Like, Alicia has had servants, but Hilda's been the only one that's kind of like been there and that she trusts completely. And for the notes, for our dear 4-foot goblin Hilda, when busy taking care of others, she is most likely sleeping. When not busy taking care of others, she is most likely sleeping or thinking about how to optimize her ways of taking care of others. Like, if you somehow get her to stop working, she will think about ways to how to maximize her way to take care of you. When she is able to sleep, she only sleeps for about 5 to 6 hours before she resumes her activities. And I say 5 to 6 hours because she's usually up for almost 48 straight hours before she finally passes out. Trust me, people have tried to get her to stop. She just keeps doing it. She likes to cook food, and her favorite dish is anything with rice in it. She just likes rice. White rice, fried rice, whatever other kind of rice. I'm sorry, I don't know that many types of rice. Anything with rice in it, Hilda likes to make it as her favorite dish. Now we get on to Serenity. She is the assassin of the story. She is 44 years old. She is a female ornithologus, which is basically bunny people. Which is, rabbit, bunny, however you want to call it. It's Latin, by the way. Her role in the story is assassin for the Empire. She works for the Empire. I just now realized that I had her as the Empire as well as Gungnir. Her goal, assassinate Alicia and her bodyguards. She's literally meant to assassinate Alicia and the bodyguards, but of course, Zero. it's just it's just this 4'5" monstrosity in everybody's path. I'm sorry. It's just a funny thing. I can't help it. Her physical description: she is a 7 foot tall ornithologus bunny person, including her ear length. That includes, so she's basically 6 foot tall, and then if like you measure her ears, it's another foot, including her ear length with snow white fur covering her body. So basically, she has all white fur. She has shoulder length light purple hair and deep blue eyes with black markings on her legs. It's like she's all white, and then like the only discrepancy is the markings on her legs. Everything else, she's just a white bunny, just like a Snow White, which actually will play into her background in a second. Her personality: a silent and deadly woman with a kind heart for children. She rarely ever speaks, and only for three reasons: she was ordered to, she's talking to children, or her target lives. Which, makes sense. If her target can outlive her assassination, she's gonna have some questions. Outside of her duties, she is kind and smiling, but once she receives an order, her demeanor changes, and she becomes cold and lifeless. So pretty much, she's like, "Yeah, let's go out to a hot topic and have a good time." And then the moment she receives a phone call, she's like, "Fuck this, fuck you guys. I'm gonna go be goth and emo." Yeah, the usual trope. Her occupation is professional assassin. And for her background, which will really, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but if anybody hears somebody else talking in the background, please let me know so I can close my door. Her background: she is born into a large family, and she quickly had to learn how to fight to survive, even at the extent of having to kill her own siblings. That's just literally, it's just like fight for survival because her family couldn't be taken care of. By the age of 10, she had learned how to kill and learned she was very good at it. In fact, the Empire had taken notice and recruited her into the special program. So she was 10 years old. She had murdered a bunch of people. And the Empire was like, "This person's good. Let's go recruit them now." So she's now in the special program. She was subjected to many experiments and training over the course of her life. She has killed and worked many jobs, earning her the title of Snow White Serenity. She is basically Snow White because, her fur is just white. So when people see it, that's all the last thing they see. Now for the notes for our dear assassin. She actually hates her nickname because she doesn't like the fairy tale or snow. She doesn't like the fairy tale Snow White, and she doesn't like actual snow, which is strange because if she were to be in the snow, she'd literally be unstoppable. She likes to eat a single chocolate chip cookie and drink a glass of hot water before a mission. I thought that was like a funny quirk. Like, she eats one singular chocolate chip cookie and then like a glass of hot water. And then she goes to murder people. Don't know why I wanted it, but I just thought it was pretty quirky and funny. Which again was what I wanted. I wanted to like have each of them have like this little quirk they have that really just like sets the character apart from being, cookie cutter. So she also wears little to no additional clothing outside of her battle attire. But she does have a pair of clothes she wears when meeting children and a single set of lingerie. Like, she does not have much clothing. She has her battle attire, her street clothes, and then for some reason she has a set of lingerie. And then we come to the character I had to redo the most, which irritated me. We have Fasha Ironwood. Don't know why I went with Ironwood, it just made sense. She is a 29-year-old lycanthrope female. She is basically like the werewolf lady. She can transform into a wolf at will, but she really doesn't because there's no point. Her role in the story, she is the commander of the 105th Republic Naval Fleet. And again, the reason why is because it made more sense for her to be a naval commander. The 105th Republic Naval Fleet isn't actually the number of how many fleets, is the number of fleets how big the Republic has. That's just the number, that's just the fleet name. So like whenever a fleet is destroyed in the Republic, a new fleet's made and they take the number after it. So there's actually not 105. There's like, I don't know exactly how many, but there's not 105 of them. Her goal, serve and protect the members of her fleet. Basically, her fleet is her family. She doesn't want to lose them. Her physical description, she is a 4'11" tall lycanthrope with shoulder-length dark gray hair and crimson-colored eyes. She has a long, fluffy tail with a strip of fur that, oh, foes, it's supposed to be goes from the base of her tail along the length of her spine all the way to the base of her hairline. So pretty much from like, where her tail is all the way up through her spine is like one like long strip of like fur. And it's not like just like one little line, it's like an actual thing of fur. It goes all the way to the back of her, baseline of her neck. I thought it was a really cool detail because I had commissioned an idea for this character and it came out really cool looking. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's have that in there. And then she has a modest breast size of C, but again, that's just because for reference for art, even though I don't know if that would be the same. She also has a pair of medium-length pointed wolf ears and a pair of regular human ears. She again has human and wolf ears, much like Alicia. She has the aspects of both. Let's see. We also have her personality, and that's the problem I was getting to, is the personality and the background was the hardest part actually. She is a very prideful person who constantly disobeys orders to protect her fleet and her people. She has been known to bend whatever rules she has to in order to get the job done. She goes out of her way to keep her fleet and people safe while being an amazing commander. Like, she's never failed her job, she just bends the rules a whole lot to get what she needs to do. Her occupation, again, she's the commander of the 105th Republic Fleet. Her background, which again is the part that I had the most trouble for. I don't know why. But she was born into a small family in the Republic. She grew up fascinated with the ocean and the military. She enrolled in the military at 20. She didn't enroll like most people. She enrolled later. And quickly rose through the ranks to become a commander of her own fleet in just 5 years. So in 5 years in the military, she became the commander she is now. In her current military career, she has never once lost a ship and has won every skirmish. So like her fleet has literally gone undefeated. That's how good she is. And of course, this isn't like, oh yeah, she's just occasional fights. No, she's out there dominating. Because she's like in a heavy military zone. I'll explain that, when we get to it in the actual story and whatnot. But yeah, she's not just like, yeah, sitting on the sidelines. And the notes for our dear Fasha. She likes, like Alicia, she likes to take baths in specific hot springs as they don't damage her skin. And I should have put hair as well because her hair is the main point. That tail gets very matted in certain waters. She likes to sit like a dog and sometimes walk on all fours. Usually when she's alone because she gets embarrassed when she starts walking on all fours. She'll sit like a dog. That's just the way, lycanthropes are. And she doesn't do it often, but when she gets to know people, like all other lycanthropes, like all lycanthropes do this, by the way, she sniffs the individual's butt. She'll occasionally get a big whiff of the booty. Because, most dogs do that. And since they are based on dogs, Fasha and lycanthropes alike, will occasionally like to sniff people's butts. That's only occasionally. It doesn't happen a lot. And then we have the first of the twins. We have Lulu Silk Strider. She is a 27-year-old female red elf. I will actually explain the reason why it is a red elf through the story. Her role in story: she is an arms pilot, which again is this universe's Gundam. Her goal: protect her squad and serve the military. Very simple. She's just here to fight and protect. Her physical description: she is a 5'9" tall red elf with long black hair and jade green eyes. She has light reddish skin with a singular horn protruding from the right side of her forehead. She has a good bust size of D, along with scars centered on her right arm. The scars aren't really meant for anything other than just, she's got scars on her arm. They are not any sign of anything else. It's just kind of how it happened with her and her sister. And her personality: she is very stoic and shows little emotion or even speaks outside of combat. During combat, mainly when she is piloting her arms unit, is the only time she is vocal. Mainly when she's in that cockpit in her arms unit, she is screaming obscenities at you. But, the moment she is out of combat, she reverts to the stoic persona. So it's like the moment combat ends, she's just kind of like... Kind of like, did I do that? She's kind of like that. She's like, she's all, I will destroy you and eat your entrails. And then, like, literally a split second later, she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. She is very emotive while being very silent, letting her eyes do all the talking. So pretty much, again, she doesn't talk. Her eyes speak for her. Like a lot of people say, the eyes are the window to the soul. Her eyes pretty much talk. Like, when she's hungry, her eyes, and people be like, all right, let's get some food. That type of situation. Her occupation: she is the arms pilot for the 105th Republic Naval Fleet. Again, I'm linking Yuna and Lulu together with Fasha because it makes sense for a massive fleet to have arms units. And her background: consider the younger sister between her and her twin. She has always been the quiet and calm person, usually letting her sister do all the talking and decision making in her early years. Being taught in a rich family, she wanted for nothing but grew up loving arms units and dreamed of becoming a pilot. She enrolled in the military the moment she turned 18 and quickly found favor in the pilot program to become an arms pilot. She currently serves aboard the battleship Leviathan along with her sister. Which again, her sister and them are together, but they aren't just like always at the hip. There are differences between them. Now we have the notes, which I don't know why I went so hard for this, but I really wanted to have this in there. But much like her sister, they both have an odd kink with smelling men's clothes to the point it makes them horny. I had to have some quirkiness in these characters because it just doesn't make sense if they don't have that quirk. It's a little bit anime-ish, like old school anime, not as much in the new school. Most new school animes don't do this. I was actually inspired by Golden Boy for this part. Like, in every episode of Golden Boy, he has some fascination with a toilet. Nowadays, I get it. Nowadays, I understand it. Back then, I was just like, he's sniffing toilets. But she likes to dress in baggy clothes when not in her pilot suit. So pretty much her pilot suit, skin tight, flight suit, and then when she's out of that, she just wears exceedingly baggy clothes. Her favorite type of drink is chocolate milk, and her and Zero always drink a glass when they can before bed. They'll pretty much just bond over a glass of chocolate milk. The truest of drinks. And they can before bed. She isn't a fan of sweet things aside from chocolate milk, and oddly enough, enjoys really salty foods. She is, for some reason, into really salty food, which is opposite of her sister, who really loves sweet food. Her sister's more into desserts. And unbeknownst to her and her sister, Zero finds them both stuffing his clothes, but doesn't say anything. There are multiple times throughout the story later on where I'm just gonna be like, where Zero's just gonna open their door and have them see them both sniffing, a sock, and just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna let them have it, and then walks away. Like I said, it's funny, quirky moments that I had to have because it makes so much sense. But now we're going to be going into the sister. We're going to be going into Yuna. Yuna Silkstrider. Again, they're twins, so she's age 27, a female red elf. Her role in the story is she's an engineer. She is the engineer. Her goal is to assist Lulu and become a master engineer. Which she wants to do. She wants to become an engineer mainly. And then the personality. Oh, sorry, physical description. I missed that part. Again, they are identical twins with only minor differences between them. And some of these differences are in every one of the red elves, which we'll explain in the important stuffs. But she is a 5'9" tall red elf with long black hair and jade green eyes. She has light reddish skin and a singular horn protruding from the left side of her forehead. While her sister has it coming from the right, Yuna has it coming from the left. She has a good bust size of D along with scars centered on her left arm. Again, these scars aren't meant for much more than just what they've done over the years. And again, it's the left arm and the right arm respectively. Yuna is on the left, while Lulu is on the right. Now for her personality. Unlike her sister, who is stoic and quiet, Yuna is loud and boisterous. She always has something to say, either dragging Lulu around on her own. She is usually the voice of the pair and is the one who mainly gets into trouble, mainly with her backtalk. She likes to backtalk people because she's a very sassy person. She is a sweetheart with a knack for the mechanical. Like, if you start talking shop, she will talk your ear off about everything and anything that has to do with engineering. Now, her occupation, she is the engineer aboard the ship Leviathan. She's the engineer. She fixes shit. She takes care of things. So that is hers. And then the background. Background for this character is considers herself the older sister as declared by herself, and like her sister, grew up in a rich family with every need fulfilled. Like her sister, she was fascinated with arms since she was a child, but instead of the fighting side, she enjoyed the technical side of the arms. So while her sister just loved the cool flashiness and becoming a pilot, her sister, Yuna, Yuna herself just kind of favored the technical aspect. While her sister enlisted in the military, she enrolled in the academics and graduated early with a degree in engineering. When she enrolled in the military, she was assigned to the same fleet as her sister and moved her way up to acting chief engineer. So pretty much her sister just kind of showed that she's really good at her job and she knows how to handle shit, and now she's chief acting engineer. So, there is that. And that's where they kind of are in the story now. And for the notes, again, much like her sister, they have the odd kink of smelling men's clothes to a point it makes them horny, which again has to be for both of them. It's just the way they are. And opposite her sister, she actually prefers to wear skin tight clothing when off duty, since she usually wears very baggy clothing while working. So she's, when she's not working, she likes skin tight clothing, but when she's working, she usually has, the very fluffy pants and shirt, and just like, it's just kind of like baggy. and is always tinkering on something or repairing something, and is addicted to energy drinks. If if Yuna is not seen with an energy drink in her hand, it's because she's passed out. Quite literally. And then we have the final of the 8 characters. We have Gungnir, who is basically named that way because the Spear of Odin, and I said, fuck it, I want that name, and I went with it. They are age 62. They are a female centaur. And before anybody says that centaurs, she is two-legged. She does not have 4 legs. Role in the story, she is the Imperial Executioner. So much like the assassin Serenity, she's employed by the Empire, but she's an executor. She's the executioner for the Empire. Her goal is to execute Princess Alicia. That is her only goal. She does not care about anything else once she gives that goal. Now, her physical description. It's kind of hard to fit the detailed details for this character, but she is a 9 foot tall, including her horns, female centaur with long blonde hair. She has 4 horns, 2 that protrude straight up and 2 smaller ones nearby. They're all kind of like centered. They all point straight up. Her legs are human-like from the knee up, but from the knee down, they resemble that of a horse. So, like, from the knee down, her legs start to look like hooves. Like, a horse's leg more than it is a normal person's leg. She has a tail that is very long and usually has a mind of its own, along with a large bust size of J. I don't know if that's actually a large boob size. I just put J because I was tired. Like, I put J because I was really tired at this point when I was writing this character. Her personality. She is quick and unwavering and steadfast in her ideals. She obeys the orders given to her without question and acts without hesitation. Her actions always have a purpose, and she thinks like everything in the form of a game of chess. So pretty much you make a move and she calculates it based on, like a chess game. Like you'll do this, that, and that, and who and here, how do you so yeah. So she thinks like that. Her occupation. She is the 9th Grand Imperial Executor. That does not mean that she is the only one. That just means she is the 9th one to be an Imperial Executor. There are actually a lot of them. Her background. Born as the daughter of an Imperial Executor, she was, from the very beginning, started to be raised as a future executor. She has... excuse me. She has never experienced anything but what the order taught her, and she seldom ever ventured out into the world. She started her duties at the age of 13 when she was ordered to kill her mother. From that moment on, her life was filled with nothing but missions to kill over the course of the next 40 years. The last few years, she has seen very few missions until she is offered a new job to kill the princess of the Jupiter Alliance, which again is Alicia. So pretty much like for 40 years, she's done nothing but kill. And then nearing the end of her life, or I should say nearing the end of her time there, she starts to wane down. And then she's given one last mission, which, is the one that will take her to get involved with everybody else. Now, here are the notes for the character. She likes leather and straps, but hates it being used in anything sexual. Like, she loves wearing leather, she loves wearing, like, straps and stuff, but the moment you try to do anything bow chicka wow wow like, she's like, no, get that stuff away from me. She favors drinking a glass of red wine after a mission. I just thought that was... Everybody else kind of had like a drink of some sort or like a food, and I thought, you know what? She kills so much, just have her drink red wine. Actually, I really couldn't think of anything, so I just put red wine. And her tail has a mind of its own, much like a normal horse, which is true. Her tail will literally just start moving around without her consent. And her preferred weapon of execution is a scythe, but she has been trained in countless methods of murder. So she could literally murder you with. She's basically the John Wick of the universe. She'll murder you with a pencil, a pen. She'll kick you off a cliff. She'll do whatever she can to kill her target. So that is the 8 characters that we have for the story. So we have the 8 characters for our story rounded up neatly into a more cohesive and less weird setup than I had. To me they feel organic. I don't know how to you guys who may be listening. I don't know how they feel to you guys, but it feels more organic with the characters being the way they are, instead of me kind of throwing them like, oh yeah, they're all part of factions and like royalty and stuff like that. And I'm just like, no, stop. That hurts my brain. It hurts my it hurts my brain. It hurts my brain. So those are the characters we have for the story. Now for the important stuff, again, the important stuffs are again, special terms, phrases, secondary important characters, just names in general, and descriptions of what they are. And what I come up with is pretty much the keyword of what it is. So, like, we'll start it off with the first one is the spatial tear. This is what starts a whole shit ton of stuff in the story that hasn't even been mentioned in any of the characters, by the way, because they take place so long ago. It is a massive crack that formed in space that pulled and fused multiple, if I can spell that correctly, multiple universes and realities. I spelled that wrong. God, I hate my mind. It's like, yeah, realities is how you spell this. Realities into a singular form. I love my ability to type one. God damn it. Singular form. So pretty much, the spatial tear is a massive crack that's seen in space that literally ripped other universes and realities and fused them all into one. Which is why we have different species on the planet. Why there are now 7 species instead of just humans. And why so many things have changed. Well, you have Panthera, Vulpin, Ornithologus, goblins, elves, centaurs, and humans. You have a whole smorgasbord of characters and types. It's just a massive crack that formed in space that pulled and fused multiple universes and realities into a singular form. That is pretty much the spatial tear. That is pretty much exactly what it's called. And then we have Earth Prime. Now, Earth Prime is something I came up with quite early on in the idea process for this version. It is the fusion of different Earths, the other realities, Used into a... Oh, that's why I'm spelling singular as in sing. I'm trying to put Euler in all the, a singular entity. Hold on. God damn it. Oh, that's why. Planet is of composed of numerous different worlds and ecosystems there we go. Ecosystems made up from different worlds. Size of the planet actually grew what's the largest planet in our solar system again? Is it Jupiter or is it Saturn? All right, Google. Jupiter is the largest planet. Okay. That's what Google says. So we're close to the size of Jupiter. Yeah, Earth got really big. Like the entire solar system when the spatial tear happened got really big. Like the universe was small, and then it was layered on top of many other universes and smacked together. So like the planets themselves grew. So Earth, was small ball, and now it's just massive thing. Further away from the sun. The sun's even bigger now. It's just like a whole bunch of what the fuckery. Size of Jupiter, and we will put I got a Jupiter with a capital along with every other known planet. But pretty much, Earth Prime is Earth fused with other realities combined into one. It's got numerous new ecosystems, the ocean, the landscape, all of it is new. Is also like at least 100 times bigger than it was before. So, flight travel from one country to the next would only take a day. Now it takes a week type situation. So, things have changed in this world. It's not the same Earth we know of, which makes it even funnier. And of course, again, the planet is massive. Once bordering on like extinction, now completely revamped as if it was a new planet all over again with people living on it. So that's Earth Prime. Earth Prime is, it's been there since the beginning. It is originally Earth, but they're all kind of together now on a planet that is pretty much new to explore because they had to remap so much shit. It's like, oh yeah, this was the strait that we always used to choose to do cargo. Not anymore. Now it's the strait to do this because it can only fit this threat. So that's Earth Prime. That is Earth Prime. And then of course we will have the colony arcs. Actually, we'll call them space arcs. They are massive colony ships used to transport Used to transport new species to other habitable planets. Because there is space travel in the story. It's just not like, yeah, we're able to instantly just have our own ship and fly out to space. Like, they have space flight, but they don't have that kind of space flight just yet. They're still working on it. That's why the colony ships are there. The space arcs, they're massive colony ships used to transport new species to other habitable planets. Because, not just Earth, because with the spatial tear that happened, technology kind of took a massive leap forward. Because you had 7 different races able to kind of coincide with each other to build some shit. Because what once was one species trying to fight against the limitations was now 7 species able to bounce off one another into a new universe with far different rules and logic than your basic world. Each arc makes a round trip journey from Earth to the round trip starting from Earth to the new planet drops off the new inhabitants and returns with a small crew for repairs and resupply for its next voyage. So pretty much they have a limited number of arcs that get launched into space. That arc then drops those people off on the new community, sets up, builds, so forth. Once they're done setting up and they have everything set and ready and they're good to go, they take a minimal crew back on the ship that launches and travels back to Earth, in which it's repaired, refueled, resupplied, and restocked with people and inhabitants who want to travel. And it's not like it's done it's not like the arc takes a day to get there. No, it takes years. It takes quite a number of years for the arc to travel, which is why cryo storage and shit, and cryo storage and all that type of mumble jumble baloney works in this universe. So yeah, there is space travel in this science fiction universe. It's just not the space travel we're all used to, like Star Wars or Star Trek. They haven't gotten to the point where they can build small little vehicles that can fly through space. They have massive arcs, just not the small little spaceships. So, for those who are wondering if this is supposed to be a space opera, there is space. There are, stations. Space stations have been built. Things like that have been built. There are space stations out there. The arcs can stop at them and resupply and get fixed up because they're nearby other planets. But they don't have the technology to build small spaceships that travel through space. They are not there yet. Don't ask me why. I think it just sounds cooler this way. And it's a different take on space travel. It's not like everybody can just go, yeah, let's hop in the Millennium Falcon. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Gotta get on the Ark and get launched into space. Alright, now we'll type in some different things. We'll do the yin, because we need to flesh out what they are. So yin. So a yin is a male human. Again, this is only humans that it's affected. Only humans have male. Only the humans can have the yin and the yang genetic disorder. Is a male human with a genetic defect that causes the individual to grow up and develop. Damn it. Develop. God, I'm stupid. It doesn't need to E. Feminine characteristics. Yay, I know how to spell. The height for all yin ranges between 4 foot 3 inches to 5 feet. So again, yin are predestined to be short. That's the whole purpose of this part. No recorded yin has ever been taller than 5 feet. Again, that's just part of the in-game, the in-universe world building I would like to do to make it unique. It's stupid, but it's a unique experience. Out of between the yin and their counterpart, the yang, the yin are usually more discriminated against. I spelled discriminated wrong. It's true. It's just the yin are just seen as abominations. The yang are kind of normal. Of course, we'll have. Hold on. Never mind. It's just Mama Kitsune cleaning. Yang. A yang is a female human with a genetic defect that causes the individual, I spelled it correctly, to grow up and develop masculine characteristics. Fuck it, I was like, fuck it at that point. Characteristics. The Yang's height is between 5'4" and 6 foot. So, you know, Yangs are always seen as tall. Some records have a Yang as tall as 6 foot 3 inches. But no actual evidence. Again, the yang is pretty much the polar opposite of the yin, in which they're more, they're the female turning male, and the yin is a male turning female. And the yin are kind of seen as like the black sheep. They're the ones that get discriminated against the most. The yang, well, they do get discriminated. It's not as bad for some reason. We have that, and I wanted to get over that. Now we'll go over the characters' actual races. We'll have the human species. We'll say species because race just the human species. Once the most dominant on Earth and smartest. That all changed once the spatial terror occurred. I spelled occurred wrong, didn't I? I did indeed. That all changed. I can't believe I spelled that with an I. All strong and smart. Most humans needed. No, we'll go over a different part. The leaders in the field of robotics helped propel robotics along with the help of the other species, helped propel technology into a new age. Technology. The advancements. Hold on, I'm fucking that up. Humanity is the lead. Humanity has the lead on research and development of new tech compared to the other species. So pretty much humanity is the technical side. They're, more technical. They handle more of, robotics and cybernetics. So, they're the developers. The Panthera species they arrived on Earth Prime. The spatial terror occurred.
Rule number Ghibli Ghibli. I'll cut your dick off and feed it to your parents. Fuck off.
Boy! Boy, wake up! Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. That's right. Up and at 'em. Come on. Come on. Feet on the floor. Let's go. Chop, chop. You're gonna be late. And then what's gonna happen? You're not gonna have time for breakfast. You're not gonna have time for a snack. You can't pack a snack. And then what? You're gonna be grumpy and you're gonna be hungry. And whose fault is that? It's gonna be your fault. Alright? Come on. Get up. Let's go. It's time to go.
Mama Kitsune is annoying me today. Wanted it to be the one day that she apparently decides to clean the house. Really contemplating closing the door now. Okay, the Panthera species. They arrived on Earth Prime the day the special tear occurred. And are... They are a species... They are a human-like species with bestial attributes akin to lion family. Akin to lions and panthers. They are a very order-driven society. So they mainly act as the military. So members of families usually enlist in their respective military. Again, the Panthera are just a species more dedicated to, order, law, rules, so they kind of just, always have to fight. Panthera are always seen at the forefront. The heavy lifters, the ones who are seen as just always in combat, because that's just how the Panthera work. And then you have the Vulpin, which is when things get very confusing. The Vulpin species. A unique fox. A unique humanoid fox-like species that are born genderless but can undergo a special metamorphosis. Darn it. Metaphysicist? Oh, I spelled that wrong completely. Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis after choosing their lifetime mate. How am I always adding extra letters to these things? How? Chat, I have to ask you. Okay, what did I do wrong for this one? Oh, I added the wrong number of letters and took... Shut up. Nobody saw that. Their lifetime mate. They are the leaders of. They are the only species to still have a monarchy. Which is true. They are the only ones. Monarchy and they're the only ones to still have species to still have a monarchy that rules its faction that they have named the Jupiter. If I can stop adding extra letters and shit to this. Alliance. So again, the Vulpin are a humanoid fox-like species that are born genderless but can undergo a special metamorphosis after choosing their lifetime mate. They are the only species to still have a monarchy that rules its faction that they have named the Jupiter Alliance. Again, they are an alliance, kind of. It's weird. So you have the Vulpin. And next we have the Goblin species. A short species of varying colors. Usually ranging a species made up of individuals of varying colors with heights ranging from 3 foot to 4 foot 4 inches with long pointy ears. Most goblins are laborers. Laborers or field hands. God, I'm not spelling today, guys. I'm 4 hands. There we go. Spelled it right. Fuck you. Field hands. Fuck it. Field hands. Laborers are field hands that like to drink a lot. Pretty much I'm combining goblins and dwarves into this. Let's see, drink a lot. Most goblins select few goblins are employed in the military varying other professions due to their size, but those that do are their size. No, that makes sense. You know, select few goblins are employed in the military and or varying other professions due to their size. Because you can't really have somebody who's small technically work in a situation where you need to have somebody tall. Granted, like Goblin could easily sneak in and plant some shit and then run. Nobody would notice. I think that's good for the goblins. I mean, they're mainly field hands and laborers. They usually, they work in those professions because there's a lot of them. Goblins, they reproduce quickly, but they're smart. They're cool people. We have Hilda the maid, who is a goblin. She's awesome. She also overworks herself, even though everybody tells her not to. All right, so you have Hilda, and then we have I forget how to spell this, so I'm just going to copy this. Copy. Paste. And then respell it down here. Don't ask me why I decided to choose a very difficult name to name one of my species. I just did. Just let me have this. Uricologus species. Species of human-like rabbit people. With varying fur colors. And most normally have long floppy ears. Again, most normally just because not everybody has them. They are seen in varying fields from they are usually found in not farming, found in due to the sheer number at which they can repopulate. Most are killed off in their younger years, which is true. Again, Serenity did murder her own family to survive because they literally reproduce like rabbits. It is the running joke in things that rabbits reproduce like crazy, and I'm gonna keep it here for that. You get an ornithologus and you're kind of gonna be swimming in children in a matter of years. Get off in their younger years, and most find service in the clandestine operations of the military. And again, this is just the usual majority, is because again, they're very skilled at surviving. So, most of the ones that do get seen that you just don't see out on the streets are usually going to be employed by others because of what they can do. They had to kill to survive, and they had to do what they could, so they kind of, it's just kind of the way they are. Serenity isn't the only one that's kind of messed up. So then we have the lycanthrope. I do know how to spell this one. Lycanthrope species. A half wolf-like human crossbreed. Crossbreed species. A wolf-like species A humanoid wolf-like species that is actually able to transform themselves into an animal-like form. I say animal-like because they're not all wolves. So that'd be weird. Lycanthrope Lycanthrope usually seen. Nope. Nope. No, 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 that's not. That doesn't make any sense. Lycanthrope usually has a master of some sort. Usually falling in line a lycanthrope normally likes order. The most enroll in the military or find jobs that have them being ordered around. I know it's weird. I know it's very weird. I'm trying to think of it. I'm just trying to make them unique, and I'm fucking it up. Most always spelling the wrong lycanthropes. Avoid water and rarely, if any, ever join the Navy. Which is why our fascia is so strange. Alright, so we have the lycanthropes. Then we have the red elves. Red elf species. A sub race of elven species in which all members are born with varying shades of red skin, black hair, and jade green eyes. The elves are usually seen as rich and wealthy due to the sheer knowledge and fact most own factories or corporations. Spelled that wrong. Knew I did. I knew I spelled corp. Hold on. Corpo. Oh, I forgot the R. That's why. Corporation. Corporations. There are three subspecies. There are three types of elves from the light, light elves, dark elves, and of course the red elves. There is basically no difference between the three aside from skin tone. So like all elves are basically the same. There's no discrimination. There's no X, Y, and Z. They're all rich, powerful, and they're the only real difference is they're just different skin tone. Like red elves are red, dark elves are probably dark, and light elves are probably light. There's no difference. They're all the same. That's just the way it is. Stretching real quick. Everybody stretch. Okay. Then we have the centaur species. Unique humanoid species with some horse-like characteristics. I spelled that wrong. Some horse-like characteristics, mainly in the leg and tail area. Centaurs are few. Centaurs are few in number or appearance, but they are the largest and strongest of the races. Most centaurs are hunted for sport, sold off, hunted for sport, sold off, or just killed for the fun of it. Centaurs they're the most unique race. There's very few of them. They're kind of like elephants if you think about it. You kill an elephant for its tusks. Well, in this case, you kill one, you get it for sport, just sold off. You kill it for fun. You get the horns, tail, hooves, etc., and you start making some bank. They're the strongest of them, but that doesn't mean they're invincible. The centaurs are a species that are on the group, and they are definitely a unique group there. We do have that. Why is my gotta go? Why is my phone on fire? No, it's just My imagination. I gotta clean my desk. I have like no space anymore. So that is the species. That is the 7 species. I know it's not the best explanations, but it is better than not having an explanation. So we'll have the Republic. Republic is a group made up of different countries under a singular banner. Singular banner, each represented by hand-selected members that go by the name of the Senate. Again, kind of like the actual Republic in Star Wars, but less annoying and more annoying. Total of 25 different countries comprise the Senate. Their alliance. Mainly made up of the Vulcan royal family with the head of the family acting as the leader and or king. Sorry. The alliance, if I can spell correctly, is more made up of territory rather than by country. So the alliance is basically made up of like how much territory they have is what they call the alliance, rather than like the republic, which is considered by state or country combined into it for the Senate. So the alliance is just that. The Empire, everybody's favorite evil organization. Group under one leader, the Emperor, of course. Who unites the regions with fear and power. Those under the banner of the Empire are more so Empire stakes claim and lands. Even if it does not touch Empire is made up of differing nations, countries, factions, and territories. Damn it. Territories. There we go. Territories. Empire is made up of different nations, countries, factions, and territories. All united under the Emperor's single banner. Again, these are just really shitty descriptions of these groups. There's just really shitty descriptions of these groups. Like really bad. Like I could probably explain them better if I was trying, and I'm not. So that is my fault. That is my fault for not explaining these the best way possible. So let's save real quick because we haven't saved yet. And again, we don't have much, but we do have a lot. Got the 8 characters finished. We got a bunch of, other stuff finished and done to help kind of flesh out the story. Again, these are really shitty descriptions for all of this, as I've noticed as I was writing these. It's mainly for me anyways, so that I can kind of get the gist of what they're about, rather than, just being really detailed and confusing, and that would be just darn right painful. That would be downright very painful if we tried to do that. Okay, that was weird. Okay. Okay. Okay, I had to get something clicked off real quick. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, so this is what we have. We have Spatial Terror, Earth Prime, Space Arcs. We got Yin Yang. We got the 8 species. Or sorry, 7 species. We got 3 different factions, or the 3 factions: the Republic, the Alliance, and the Empire. It's not much. It's kind of just to help me plan out the story going forward, which again might take a little bit longer. We might do another stream of world building instead of working on the actual story, because I want to make sure I at least get a decent amount of world building in before we do anything specific. And then once we get into it, then we'll work on actually writing and doing said story. So yeah, I think that'll be it for the writing. So if anybody wants to join now, feel free to. We're done doing the part that nobody wants to watch. That's the boring part. Writing. Who wants to watch that, right? Exactly. Exactly, you guys. Who wants to watch that shit? Nobody. And here comes my self-depreciation and depression that I keep bringing myself on, because I do it to myself. I do it to myself, and I hate it. So we're going to switch to a game that I know everybody loves and wants to see me play. We're going to be playing some Honkai Star Rail in the meantime. We can actually, you know, do some things.
Noise.
Got my controller. How did he get all that tangled up? Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. Well, I am not clicked in the game. There we go. I'll do a little bit of Star Rail because I want to have fun. And Story was fun. Story is fun. I just feel like nobody really wants to watch that. And there may have been a whole bunch of people watching it. I don't think there was. But again, that's just me being self-depreciating, and I need to stop doing it. You know, do you know how to get sober? I'm a little not good. I do have some ways to help you get sober. I'm not sure you're up to it. Try me. Can you tell me? I'm writing a script for the upcoming Tales exchange. To meet the deadline, I haven't slept for 3 days and 3 nights. I'm super sleepy now. I recommend the Express Cruise coffee. It's one of our senior crew members' coffee. It's really strong. Sounds good. Could you bring me some thanks? I love these interactions. They're so cute. Okay, so we got that done, and I needed to do that to get this. Only have 500 daily, 150, and then 6,000 Trailblaze. This period's missions, and then the weekly reset doesn't happen until 17 hours. 5 o'clock is when that happens. I'm getting paid from having my friends use me. And I know only one friend's using me. Oh shit, I don't have any relics to solve it. Oh, I have that one. Salvage the relic! Daily mission, Cogs Crimson, only inflict weakness break 5 times. In a single battle, inflict 3 weakness break, different types. Complete Hall of Forgotten Time. Forgotten Hall of Time. Oh. Go fuck yourself, dude. Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3. Got 1. Let me get Calyx Crimson. I do need to do because I gotta get this. So we'll switch out our Sampo for our resident Himiko. And then we will do this. Let's do some murdering.
I'll free you from your chains.
We'll just do some murder spree.
Among the sea of butterflies.
And we'll have Sealy just
Illusions
be
of the
off in
past.
I have something for you.
Can't outright kill him. But that's okay. I just now realized I had my character in default mode instead of the other mode.
Let me tend to your wound.
It'll be a little more difficult to do this.
What a headache. Who's next?
Okay, he didn't die, but he will die. Very soon. Died. I was hoping he'd live. Died. He was so young. He could have lived, but he didn't. He died.
Looks like somebody needs a doc. Look, listen, feel, kick.
Okay, so the only weakness break we gotta do is fire. We gotta murder somebody with flames, or you know, weakness break them with flames.
Time for a detailed overhaul.
Barely felt it.
Let me tend to your hook.
You need to go to sleep. Because I don't have my
Combat is a
character
series
in.
of
One at a time.
And the very good thing that would have been very smart to have them in destruction,
Not a threat.
for some reason had them in defense.
Who's next?
Time for a
Okay, so
detailed
Himiko
overhaul.
can now ult and
I
rip
know
that
the
guy's
Concealed
shield.
its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Poor Himiko for the win. The power of your support, Himiko, compels you to suck my ass.
Disappear among the
I don't
sea
know why I
of
said that.
butterflies.
The power of my
Illusions
support,
of the
Himiko,
past.
commands you to suck my ass. Yeah, that's
Let me
exactly what
end your
people want to hear.
misery. Lance
I have a problem, guys.
Flaming
That problem
lance.
can only be solved by,
Forward.
I don't know. It can be solved by something.
Looks like somebody needs a. Stay on.
Arlo needs to heal people.
Thanks. Fracture.
Yeah, they'd be dead right now if I had my feather. Only I had my thing and they could easily be dead. Or at least have their thing broken. I am not smart, okay?
Look, listen, feel, kick.
We have Bailu, but he doesn't have any extra damage.
Who's next?
Combat is a series.
Doesn't have any extra power to break somebody's barrier. I mean, she does there, but that's a different story.
You won't get away.
Oh.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear
All of them have the
among
lightning
sea of
and freaking
butterflies.
destruction damage.
Illusions of the past. So you are afraid of me.
We don't have.
Time for a detailed overhaul. Come one, come all. Perhaps you still don't understand. Humanity
Fire the
conceals
cannon,
its desire to
Himiko.
control the heavens,
Melt their
and
guts
I'm no
into dust.
exception.
Or at least pretend to melt their guts into dust. Why do you guys continuously try to murder
Let me
Bailu?
tend
What
to
did
your
Bailu
wound.
do
Look,
to you?
listen, feel, kick.
Besides just being an unkillable monster. I don't know what Bailu did to you. Make you feel
Combat
a
is a
certain way.
series of
And I'm
precise
sorry that
methods.
Bailu did. But stop hurting Bailu. My desire for these assholes. Legit, they're just trying to murder Bailu. What did Bailu do to them? Well, This guy did.
Looks like somebody needs a doctor. Hey-ya!
Lance at the ready.
Really should have switched my character. This fight would be so much easier.
What a headache. Disappear among
would
the
be
sea
easier.
of butterflies.
We had
Illusions of the
destruction,
past.
and I didn't have it.
You won't get away. Lance ablaze.
Would have been so much
Flaming
easier,
lance?
but I'm stupid.
Forward!
Looks so cool though.
So you are afraid of me.
It looks so cool.
Time for a detailed overhaul.
I don't die very quickly. But I could always switch out Violet with Serval or something, but
I'm on
so
guard.
much firepower. Oh, we lose our healing ability.
Combat is a series of
Suck on my orbital laser, please.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the
I
heavens.
didn't think this part's
And
correct.
I'm no exception.
Don't mess with me.
I'm really just doing this to get the main character upgraded.
Let me end your misery.
Okay, yeah, let's just go ahead and retreat for now, because these fights are taking way too long. But we should have gotten weakness break, and then that one, and we only need one more. God damn it. Our daily mission. Oh, we gotta go to the Wubbaboo? We gotta go to the Wubbaboo. The Wubbaboo desires us to do something. I just want a Krabby Patty. Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. Lost. How do I please? Woo wooba. In this room? Boo! I don't look clear-headed. Can I remember all the directions I gave? I don't think I can remember the directions. Come on! Okay, thank God. It learned. It kept getting stuck. Nope, 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 nope. Go away. Leave me alone. 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 I don't want to fight you. I want to talk to the Wubbaboo. Yay, Wubbaboo! Give me all your money. Ho, 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 ho. Alright, so we just need to consume 150 star power. Basic attack is upgraded, so we just need 6, 12, 18 of the shields, which is a lot of shields. A lot of shields, you know that, guys? There we go. That was weird. switch them to destruction. Because they need to be in destruction for this to work. And we will grab our support Himiko and murder some people. Now it'll be
Time
easier.
for a detailed overhaul.
Or at least technically
This is our
easier,
chance.
because now we can bust some skulls.
You won't get away.
Oh, she followed up. Nice. I've been burned. Only Bailu had more speed.
don't look so
Bailu could
good.
have kicked your ass. No, he recovered. He's stabbing Bailu, you ass.
Just a stretch.
I mean, it doesn't
you
help that I
are
didn't
afraid
have
of me.
everything ready completely yet. I'm sorry, okay? Break his kneecap. Or just send him to the void.
Let's go.
Either way works for me.
You won't get away.
Oh, she followed up again! He died from DOTs.
Rules are made to be broken.
Yes, they are. Kneecaps are even better.
So you are afraid of me. I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among
the sea of butterflies. I love that line.
Illusions of the past. Let me end your misery.
I just love it. I don't know why. It just sounds really
You won't
cool.
get away.
I have something for you.
Himiko just comes in with like a giant wrecking ball. He murdered one of them. One of them is dead.
Let me tense.
So you are afraid of me.
Hey, he died
Combat
to a
is a series, one at a
DOT.
time. Let's make it quick.
Looks like somebody.
Like somebody needs a doctor. And the DOT as well. That's good, good, good. Oh, he's gonna have Seely. Hopefully she can kill him. She did
Time
kill
for a
him.
detailed overhaul.
Why didn't you, Seely? I'm just kidding.
Come one, come all.
Very rude to stab people, you know.
Take this. You won't get away.
You don't look so good.
So you are afraid of me.
One more attacking for you. Slice and dice.
Combat is a series of precise
Maybe she's gonna inflict a burn? One got burned.
Batter up.
Let me tense. Look, listen, feel, kick.
DOT death? Yay, death by DOT.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies.
It's always pretty fun to see them
Illusions
die.
of the past.
Perhaps you still don't understand.
Humanity never conceals
wanted to
its
do this
desire to
because-
control the heavens.
Heavenly Flare.
I'm no exception.
Let me end your misery.
You won't get away.
Oh, and then she breaks and she goes into that.
So you are
Seely
afraid
goes
of me.
again.
Time for a detailed
He
overhaul.
goes again. Those two assholes go, and they're actually more annoying than the other ones. I know I'm about to go, but
Rules
I
are
really
made to be
feel it
broken.
needs to be said that I don't like them.
You don't say you're welcome. This is our chance. Let's
Looks like somebody needs a doctor.
Somebody does need a doctor.
What a headache.
Them.
Let me end your misery.
Don't mess with me.
You won't get away.
And the good thing is Himiko's follow-up triggers on anybody's break. You know, anybody breaks an enemy, she instantly gets the trigger. It's not just Himiko that needs to do it, it's anybody in your party, which is a very nice
among the
thing.
sea of butterflies.
If it was just
Illusions
Himiko, it'd
of
be
the
very,
past.
very bad.
Let me end your misery.
Thankfully, is not what it is.
Just a scratch.
Shatter the kneecaps.
You don't look, listen, feel, get.
You won't get away.
And in comes the droid! That's a droid. Droid.
So you are. What a headache.
Alright, alright.
Perhaps you still don't understand. Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens.
And I'm no exception.
I'll free you from your chains.
Disappear among the
See
sea
you,
of butterflies.
I love that sound. I love that
Illusions
phrase.
of the past.
Always fun.
Let me end your misery.
I have something for you.
One at a time.
One at a time, one at a time.
Take this. You won't get away. Rules are made to be broken.
Yes, they are. You still look badass doing that.
Don't. Who's next?
Alright, we did it. We only got 2 of them for our troubles. Okay, we can make the shields. We can make 36 of them, which we probably do need. Yay! Oh, wrong path. That's why. I'm like, why can't I upgrade my character's paths? Alright, so the character is now caught up with what we can do on this ascension level. The only thing we have left is this one. And we gotta get the other node behind it. So we have this, and then... Oh, we need 6, a ratio of 6 for that. Of course, we can't do anything on Seelies until we get the ice thing, so we have to do the weekly for that one. Same with Miss Bailu, we need the ice thing. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep Sampo, if I'm gonna have somebody else be the last member in the party. I mean, Asta would be good. She could probably make Seelie have an infinite number of turns. If I did it right. Did a warp last stream, so I don't have anything needed to do that. Light traces, so Seelie still needs technically the arrows. Needs a few different arrows. We'll do that one real quick. We can get that one knocked out. I think this one has a lot easier Wind, void, ice, destruction. Or switch back to destruction, and that's the only thing we need to do because we already have the light cone. Destruction, wind. Oh, we'd be needed. No, these guys are like
having fun.
tanky as shit. And of course, Sampo's like the one guy that decides not to break the
don't look
characters
so
he needs to
good.
break.
Gotta get those vitamins.
I see who heals.
Thanks.
Yeah. Attacking the wrong person there, Fantasy McGirt.
What a headache.
These assholes in here. Thinking bleed with their shots. Freaking assholes.
So you are afraid of me.
Guys are assholes.
Let me end your misery.
Sounds like more business.
Sounds like I'm gonna break your kneecap.
Looks like somebody
Broke his
with some
kneecap.
field kick.
Who's next?
Yeah, you died.
Rules are made to be broken.
They are made to be broken, and we all love them. Really? One guy? Again?
So you are afraid of me.
Always do that. They put like
Free from your
one
chains.
guy.
Disappear among the sea of butterflies.
The good news is it's the one guy who doesn't
Illusions
bleed.
of the past.
No, he's dead.
Let me end your misery.
We're just having fun.
Let's make it quick.
Let me tend to you.
Let me tend to your wounds. Yes, you died. You did not die.
Ouch.
Don't
I
mess
feel
with me.
things not to be said right now.
What are you waiting for? The customer is king. And for me to portray the king,
I
well,
always love
you
it.
gotta make it worth my
His
while.
ultimate's just funny.
So you are afraid of me. I'll
Sampo's
free you
ultimate
from your
just
chains.
screams perfect.
Disappear
Perfectionist.
among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Let me end your misery.
Guys are done. He's gonna shoot me. Why did I know he was gonna do that?
You don't look.
How do you feel my character? They're dying.
Much better.
What a headache.
Not really, but you get the point. They are getting hurt. They were getting hurt. They're alive now. Fries are
I'll
done.
free you from your chains. Disappear among
On
the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Down are the winds.
Let me end your misery.
We're just having fun. Try this on for
Ding,
size.
ding, 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 ding. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Alright, look at Burger King making fun for waffles.
Let's go.
Apple pies with that.
Looks like somebody
Apple
needs a
pies with that.
Look, listen, field kick.
Don't ask me what. Don't ask me
Don't
what.
mess
I
with me.
work at Burger King. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. I work at Burger King. Don't ask me why. I'm
What a
working
headache.
overnight at Burger King. I don't know why I'm singing this.
Let me end your misery.
Why are you singing a song about working at Burger King overnight? Because I can. This asshole these guys have something against my character.
Rules are made to be broken.
Like legit, every single one of them with a gun has tried to shoot me. Like what the fuck?
So you are afraid of me.
What in the fuckery dickory doodle?
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear
Fuckery
among the
dickory
sea
doodle,
of
what am I doing
butterflies.
wrong?
Illusions of the
What did I
past.
do? Earn this. Earn this.
Let me
huh?
end your misery. Who's next?
We're just having fun.
What did I do to earn this pain?
Take this.
Let me tend to your
Don't mess.
I like how our
Let me
basic
end your
attack name is
misery.
called Thwack. That's literally what it's called. And it's not a thwack.
What are you waiting for? The customer is king. And for me to portray the king, well, you gotta make it worth my while.
So you are afraid of me.
Oh, I'm terrified of you.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear
If you
among the
think about
sea
it,
of
just having
butterflies.
Seely come out of nowhere and start trying to murder you would be
Illusions
a
of the
terrifying
past.
thing.
Let me end your misery.
You guys need to stop shooting me. It's getting very annoying.
You
I
don't
have not tried to shoot anybody else, by the way.
What a headache. Let me end your misery.
They have only shot my character. They have not tried to murder anybody else.
Sounds like more
I'm feeling some kind of way against it. Okay, you shot Seely. I feel better now.
Let's make it quick.
You're also dead. Okay, so Seely's upgrades, we need... Okay, so we have 5 of those. 13 of those. Okay, so we're good on the arrows. That's all Seely needs. And then we need the 2 fight the one boss twice. Bailu just needs the green seeds. And then the thing. I think my character needs one as well, but Bailu would probably be better chance. Yeah, Bailu would be the better chance to have our character with for the upgrade. Oh, did I rank up again? Oh, I did. I twice. How come I ranking up so fast? I'm not even trying to. Oh, a 5-star relic. Nice. Oh, we got our first 5-star. Defense. Oh, so it's for our character. All I have. Who else would have preservation? I mean, think a Pard might. $120 more points to get that monthly bonus. Having a Persian 8 times. Worry too much about that. I did level up twice. I'm trying to rank up that fast. I'm trying not to rank up fast. Everything you do awards you experience, and it's just like. Pom-Pom is so hardworking. Sweeping again. Bacteria are not visible. Human dust. There are many dust particles in the air. There will be a layer of dust after a while. Now that the humidity in the coaches is low and the air is dry, cleaning is especially important or the passengers will fall sick easily. It'd be great if someone could help me. Do you think so? How can it be? Don't think of running away, as I've chosen you. Please give me a hand. No, I have to help Pom-Pom. Noticing the ventilation system is working, you decide to sprinkle more water so that it doesn't evaporate too quickly. We did something. Oh, Aika, welcome, welcome, welcome. Done. Started a nice stream. Let me check. Well, why is the floor so wet? Did you flip over a kettle? Well, thank you for dropping by. That's all you have to do.
La 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 la. Huh? You're back? It's natural for the conductor to feel relieved when their passengers return safely.
Why is this line voiced? Here, that line's never. Natasha's on the ship, I just noticed.
I remember you once said that the Express travels across the universe and visits all kinds of different planets.
We can visit that we can visit that plant behind you.
I'm thinking, if I have the chance, I'd love to travel with you and see what lies beyond Urilo 6.
I would love that.
That's nice of you.
I could go in my cabin and have some quiet time.
People in the underworld still need a doctor.
Not plenty of doctors
Still,
above world.
I'm looking forward to the day I can join the crew. I'd like to see how other civilizations fight diseases, and what Belobog could learn.
Probably a lot.
Of course, if there is a day when the underworld doesn't need a doctor like me anymore, and everyone lives happily ever after, then perhaps there won't be any reason for me to go on the journey with you after all.
Yes, there will. There will always be a reason for Mama Natasha to join us. Never not be a reason for her to join us. Always, forever, ever, ever, ever. I think that's it for the gameplay. Hide that because it does show some stuff I don't want people saying. I can just close that out. Alright. Put up the Elgato. The Domo Eligato. The Domo Eligato. So yeah, that was the stream for today. I'm feeling a little bit out of it, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was feeling pretty good at the start, and then my mind just kind of went like, yeah, this is not working. My mind's kind of like, okay, this isn't working. Like, I want to do story stuff. I want to write stories and stuff, but I don't think like nobody's gonna watch. Like, nobody wants to watch, which may not be true. I mean, there may be like 3 people watching. I don't know how many people are watching. I don't want to know how many people are watching. I'm already a nervous wreck as it is, and I don't need to know that. But My mind is. I'm gonna be honest. My mind is not in it today. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream. My mind's kind of like all over the place, and I honestly probably should have canceled stream today, as my head's just not in it. I was doing fine, and then as I was writing, or after a bit, it just seemed like the quiet voices in my head were taking over. And those voices are not very kind. And before anybody says anything, I am diagnosed with depression, for those who are wondering. So I do have those moments. I'm not as bad as some people, but I do have those moments, and my mind usually does get to me and makes me feel like I am inadequate. Regardless of the fact that I could have tons of friends, I will always feel that way. That's just how my mind works. I've had it for years, and it's just become more noticeable now because I don't have that support system I had. I don't have video games that I can really dive into, and I don't have a friend that I can rely on. That's not because of, anything bad. He's literally a full-time uncle now, so the gaming sessions we once had are sadly a thing of the past. We still talk though. We talk whenever we can. So yeah, that was the stream. We had a little bit of Honkai at the end, and then we had some going over the writing and going over some of the details. Not much of the details, clearly, because again, my head wasn't really in it. Like I'm honest. I'm thinking of taking next week off from streaming to just chill. I don't want to, but I think it might be best if I do. I think that's one of those moments where I'm just like being really, really, really hard on myself when I know I don't have to. And I think that's what's affecting me most. I don't know yet if I will. I will, of course, let you guys know through Discord, Twitter, YouTube, smoke signals, whatever needs to be done to let you guys know. Because right now my mind is, and this might just be like a 1 day thing, and then like tomorrow I'll be like, yeah, titties. But for right now, I don't know. I don't know where my head's at right now. My head's kind of all over the place, and I really don't know what I'm gonna do. But so you'll either see me on Wednesday, or I will let you guys know that I'm taking a small break to reset my mindset because my mindset is fucked up right now. So either way, I will let you guys know. And I promise I will come back, whether it be on Wednesday or the next time I stream, whenever that may be. And I'm not saying I'm quitting, by the way. It's just, I don't know. I think I've hit a wall in my mindset that is is hurting me. So, yes. I know today wasn't the best stream, and I'm sorry about that. But I promise you next time, whether it be Wednesday or the week after that, we will be having fun, and we will all enjoy it. Promise you. Promise you I'll get out of this funk, and I'll get back to being the fun, mama loving kitsune. I really don't fucking know. But I promise you I will be better. But for right now, I think it's a good point to end the stream. Because yeah, I don't think anybody wants to watch that. wants to continue seeing me kind of beat myself up. So yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for the gifted earlier in the stream. I'll be back again. I promise. I promise you I will be back again, and we'll continue some shenanigans and go from there. Yeah, thank you guys, and I hope you all have a great one. Bye bye.